Begin.
And we're back.
My new thing is gonna be begin.
Oh, we're changing it up now. Okay.
We'll see if that lasts. I've made a lot of claims about what my new thing was gonna be, and then it goes right back to what it was before. Hey everybody!
Welcome to the Cavalry.
Welcome to the Cavalry, the show where two stand-up comedians who have remarkably similar lives try to back each other up on issues that they might have found. Are you okay? Are you crying?
Yes, I do. I just get emotional when you tell our backstory.
I haven't introduced the format of the show in probably a year and a half, so I thought maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, we got a lot of people hopping on around 263.
Do you have allergies?
I have bad allergies, but I also have something on my nose. It's not a pimple, but there's something on my nose that hurts to the touch, and it kills.
Oh, really? Is it a sty? Can you get a sty on your nose?
I don't know.
Is it in your nose or on your nose?
It feels like it's right here, but I asked my wife, I was like, hey, is there like a pimple or something here? And she's like, no. And I was like, well, am I grossing you out? Like, I don't want to look up your nose. I'm like, I'm not talking about up my nose.
She couldn't stand to look at you. You're like a witch. You have a big bump on your nose.
Hey, happy belated Mother's Day.
Hey, happy Mother's Day. How'd you do? How'd you fare? Did you handle it?
I
Did you survive?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Would you
You know what? I'm just gonna get into my topic right away. I love it. It's a sham. I think it's a sham. I think it's a ripoff of Father's Day. I think
that's a strong take, and I like it. A ripoff of Father's Day.
They saw our day and they thought we want one too.
It can't. I have not looked this up, and it's probably very easy to look up, but I don't know the history of Mother's Day. It's probably one of those things exactly like they say where Hallmark created it or whatever.
Yeah.
But is it possible that it has to be that Mother's Day came first and then they did Father's Day shortly after, right?
I would assume so.
It can't be possible that we invented Father's Day first.
I know. I don't think so. Father's Day.
Because usually what happens is if they're making a day for you, you've got the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's there is no boss day, but there's an administrative professionals day.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's a server. Isn't there a server's day? Teachers day, all the people.
Teachers appreciation week. There's no superintendent appreciation week. Or president. Well, there is a President's Day. Take it back. But usually, if you have if we're giving you a special or Black History Month, they're not doing that for white. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got hosed somewhere along the way. So that's the day is to make up for it. So it's funny that they still caved and gave Fathers a day when clearly we have the better side of it.
And I'll say this, I like that Mother's Day comes before Father's Day, because then you can kind of gauge, you can kind of, if you drop the ball one year, if Father's Day was first and then you have to live up to all out, then you're like, oh fuck.
So you get to set the pace for what we're doing.
Yeah.
But it's not commiserate. It's not equal. Do you think it should be you get equal gift or appreciation on Father's Day that Aaron gets on Mother's Day?
I mean, yeah, I think it is. I think in the past I'm not saying I think it should be. She went through a bit more than me.
Oh yeah. Now see, this could get you in trouble. I feel like we go a little more out for Mother's Day than Father's Day, including my own gift giving to my parents. I feel like I'm more aware of Mother's Day, making sure something happens on Mother's Day than Father's Day. What am I going to get them? Flowers?
Right. Yeah. What do you get? See, now I'm lucky because both of mine are dead.
Yeah. I mean, you really lucked out. I mean,
what do you do
God,
what do you do for Father's Day?
someone would just fucking kill my parents. Not much. No, I think a call is about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I took my mom out for breakfast this morning. I just happened to be in Seattle, but I like took her out for breakfast, you know.
Mm.
I don't know if I would have done that for my dad if it was like the day after Father's Day. But I should.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Now that I'm saying it out loud, doesn't seem right. It's
You
just the way it is.
think he might have been like, "What are you, gay?"
Yeah, maybe. There's like my dad is very evolved. Like I don't know, he's like a modern man. He's like a liberal guy. No, like, but there's a lot of classic tropes in there too. There's no I love yous, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that there's still that man that exists who's like, oh yeah, marry who you want, love is love. But then also I'm not gonna tell my kid that. I mean, I'm not married to a dude, so I'm not gonna tell a man that I love him.
But
But
he can if he wants.
you can, sure, yeah, whatever. It's all
Yeah.
good.
So what did you do this year for Mother's Day, or yesterday?
Oh, I was on a cruise ship, so I got her a massage. I booked a spa appointment and a massage
Nice.
at the nice fancy place, and I made sure she was like available, and then kind of surprised her. I was like, okay, now drive yourself to the spa. But there was like, an appointment for her and stuff. So
Nice.
yeah. What'd you do?
I'm such a poor planner. Erin likes to take control and plan her day herself. So
Yeah.
we did gifts afterwards, but my mother-in-law came into town. We went to this little town like 15 minutes outside Madison called Paoli, and we just sit on the lawn. We got drinks. We listen to music, and the kids like play on this dirty beach I've complained about before. It's not a beach; it's like a little creek, but they play in the mud.
Oh God.
So this is kind of a laid back. The weather was great, so it was nice. And then we came home and went out to a restaurant that she likes, and then gave her the gifts.
What were the gifts?
Duncan drew her picture, framed it. Edie got her earrings. Or no, Phoebe got her earrings. Edie got her this rainbow glass mug that she like water bottle, and then I got her these two tops from REI. Just under the impression, as she was opening it, I was like, "You can take them back and just think of it like a gift card."
No, that's a good. I mean,
REI.
that's a big swing to just get her like functional clothes.
Yeah.
I would never see. I always do like. To me, every gift is either jewelry or some sort of experience, like hotel, restaurant, spa, something you can't really fuck up.
Yeah.
That like just a clothing, that's pretty impressive.
Last year, I got her and her mom like facials at some spa that she likes.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
You did great, buddy.
Turned out okay.
And you were in town. That's big. Look at you go.
Oh my goodness.
They say, I just read a headline, not the article, that the Heidi gets on me for that because she's like, you always say you read, and it's like, I don't think you read this. And it's like, well, okay, I saw a headline. That
Erin
allergy
will send me things on Instagram, be like, "Did you read it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I read it. I didn't even open it up. I
didn't click. I didn't click on it, but I read it."
Yeah.
Allergy season's getting longer and more intense because of climate change.
Oh boy.
But I was like, of all the things like climate change has wrought and will rot on the earth,
Yeah.
like, I mean, allergies, you got the sniffles a little bit longer. I mean, imagine just as the wall of water is hitting, New York and burying Manhattan, and someone's just like, oh, my sinuses. Like, that's
the
not
count ridiculous.
that's not really the biggest problem.
It's not the biggest problem, but it is
No, but
annoying.
it looks like it's affecting you. What's I don't know if I've said this before, but in LA, I would get the worst allergies. Like I would leave shows and parties and have to go home. I was sneezing so constantly, and my eyes were just like dripping water.
Yeah.
And then I would just go home. I'd take like 2 Benadryl, and I'd put like a wet cloth on my eyes, and I'd stuff like tissue up my nose just to stop myself from like sneezing
Oh,
and try to
wow.
go to sleep. And it was like that bad for almost the whole time, like certain times a year, the whole time I lived down there. And then the second I moved back up here, nothing. But then Heidi, it's like the reverse. She gets horrible allergies up here and never got them down in LA.
Oh, wow. That is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, this season has been a lot worse for me. And what's most frustrating, like sneezing, it feels good, but it's also annoying when you're not in the mood to sneeze, you know? I
Yes.
sneeze in the house, I'll look at Erin and I just know she's irritated. She's never
Yes.
once said
Yeah.
gazoon tight anything. It's just I'll sneeze. She's like, "Did you take something?"
Yeah.
Knowing I didn't.
That's me. That's me every time Heidi has any illness. I'm just like 3 steps ahead with the medicine she should have taken. That's so funny. And then I already have in my head, I'm like, well, you should have taken Allegra or Claritin or,
Yeah.
You do a nose spray?
No, Edie's got a nose spray in their room. I should take those. I don't like that because that's like I gotta brace myself. It just feels like it'll be weird. I don't like stuff up my nose. I could never do coke.
Yeah. So you just, instead of that,
But I could take those pills.
But you can take pills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like fentanyl. Is fentanyl a pill?
I don't know. I think you do you smoke it?
Do you shoot it?
Maybe you do snort it. I don't know.
But you could, yeah. Well,
But then I'd have to find it. I'd have to ask her where it is.
Fentanyl would help with allergies.
Because I'd be dead.
Yeah, or you just be like nodding off.
Is that how it works? Do people do fentanyl recreationally?
Yeah. Well, I think it starts that way, and then it's pretty like a sad addiction.
I thought it was like people do coke, but then some bad guy puts fentanyl in them, and you die because you didn't know fentanyl was in it. I didn't know people.
No, but fentanyl is like an opiate. It's just like it's for pain, but it's so insanely. It's like 1,000 times stronger than heroin, or it's like heroin. It's in that family.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
we should try it.
I know we should try it. You hear so much about it.
I know there's a lot of talk.
You know what I'll do? I'll just do a little bit.
Yeah, just do a little. Let's do it. Let's do it before our show in November.
Yeah. That's the way we can promote it.
Yeah.
We can go, hey, everybody, Johnny and Andrew, they've never done cocaine. Have you done shrooms?
I have.
Yeah, you seem like a shrooms guy. You fucking.
I've only done it like 2 times.
Druggy.
Natural man.
But have you done acid?
No, I'm too scared.
No, never dropped acid. So two regular square ass boring dudes are gonna do fentanyl for the first time and go on stage. Come see what it's like, and it's just we're just like slurring and.
Or the show just gets canceled immediately.
Yeah, just die. No, I don't think you die. I think what happens is, this is how you die from fentanyl. You take fentanyl and you get really addicted to it. And then it's over time, you need more and more because your body, your brain, you become numb to it, right? Yeah. Like it takes more and more to get you high.
Okay.
Then you quit. This is the dangerous part. You quit.
Oh, and your body needs it.
And then you get the shakes. And then let's say you've quit for like a month or 2, but then you give in and you go back. Yeah. But now your body is not used to that amount, but your brain still wants what you used to be able to take at your peak. And then you take too much and then you overdose. So the key is don't quit.
Yeah.
Once you've started.
Stay the course, folks. If you're out there listening. Ooh. This has been Drug Talk with the Cavalry.
Drug Talk.
New segment.
Two dorks. I told you what, I never I'm not like a weed guy either. But you do the gummies. Look at you,
Yeah,
your
that's a
long
good way to
hair
that's
and
a
your
good way to unwind.
shrooms, the gummies. But I never smoked weed because by the time anyone offered it to me, it was too late. And I didn't know the mechanics of it.
What do you mean it was too late?
Well, like you were supposed to already know how to like operate a bong
Oh,
or a
you
pipe
were too old?
or how to like inhale. Yeah. So I was like, it was like way later in college by the time somebody even offered me weed. And it was too embarrassing to go, could you teach me how to do the bong? I think I just want to start with the pipe and what's this hole over here for? What's your thumb on the? So I couldn't ask anybody. So I just go, no, I'm good. No thank you know.
See, that's good. That's good. See, I was in the same boat the first time I did it. Why do I feel like I think it was in college? And man, but I was like with close friends, so I was
You
wasted.
were vulnerable.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, how do I don't care if I look like an idiot. You guys have known me since second grade. How do I do this?
Why had they not offered it to you earlier?
I'm sure they had. I just was like, I don't do
drug
drugs.
addict.
Yeah, I paid attention during dare.
But then once you turn it down once, aren't they like, we can't invite Johnny as a narc?
Nah, they were like, we'll get him. We'll get him. We gotta wear him down.
Johnny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drug talk.
Drug talk on the Cavalry.
Take some medicine.
I know. It's just, jeez, you sound like my wife.
I am your wife. I'm telling you, Heidi and you should start a support group because she'll start getting like a headache, anything. I'm like, oh, did you take this? Have you been taking this? Like, I always think I can cure it.
But then what's her? So what if she's on my side? What is her? Because I don't even know what my argument is. I just say no, and it's because I'm too lazy to take a pill. How hard is it to take a fucking pill?
Well, she has a thing with medicine too. Like, so if she had a cold,
yeah,
I'd be like, just take some cold medicine. It'll help you sleep, you know?
Yeah.
And it'll be like, take 2 every 4 hours. And she's like, well, I took 1 last Christmas, so I think I should only take a half of one. Yeah. Like, she's so afraid of the suggest. And I'm like, it's so funny because now I feel like I do take like the suggested amounts.
Yeah.
But like growing up, my mom, she was so insane about like medicine. She would just like, no, take like 6 of them. She had no, I don't know if she was a nurse, so maybe she knew, I don't know. But like, there was no boundary of like whatever it said on the thing, like the suggested amount. She's like, oh, just take double whatever it says. Like, oh, so I just grew up thinking that shit was just like a polite, it's just like, they were just covering their ass. Like maybe one time somebody took too much or whatever, but it's way less than the amount that you're actually supposed to take.
So your kidneys and stomach are probably just fucked.
Yeah. And then everything I've read since then, or like, you're not supposed to take ibuprofen when you drink. Did you know that? Or if you had been drinking, you don't take like ibuprofen the next morning for a hangover because it like kills your liver, your kidneys or something.
Yeah. I didn't know it had anything to do with drinking.
Well, it's because the combination of the alcohol and you can't process both at the same time. It's a nightmare. I did that. I mean, I used to like preemptively take ibuprofen to prevent a hangover. So like in college, we would get drunk and then my roommate, he was like, take 4 of these and chug a bottle of water in like the middle of the night and you'll wake up with no hangover. Of course it worked, but just because you took like 4 ibuprofen, I don't have a headache, but I'm going to die when I'm 59.
Yeah.
Kidney failure or liver failure, whatever. But so now I try to not, I told my friend Jake one time, I was like, yeah, so now I heard that it's bad to combine drinking and ibuprofen. So now I stopped taking ibuprofen. It's like, that sounds like a real alcoholic move. You had to give up one or the other.
Yeah. Well, drinking makes you feel better. What are you going to do?
That's what I think. Okay. Well, you're falling apart at the seams. So your topic was what?
Well, that was
Day is
that was a
scam?
joke. That's not my real topic.
Okay.
But before we do get into topics, I gotta give you the update, the football update.
Oh yes, please.
So first of all, the game, we had a game on Thursday. Crushed. We crushed.
Wow.
I think it's because our team has no tact. Like I went up and met at the coin toss or whatever. I met
I'm telling you, there's something to this. The outsiders. You're like an amazing flight. Didn't I predict this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he goes, so the other coach was like, hey, are you the coach? And I was like, yeah. Well, by default, I dropped off my son. They made me. And he was like, oh, me too. And I was like, oh, okay. So this will be all right. Good. We're in the same team. But he they were doing huddles. They were doing play calls.
Yeah.
But my team, by the end, he was so pissed. By the end of the game, like when you go down, you're like, good game, good game, good game. He didn't even look at me. He was just like, yeah, yeah. And he was just like, because my guys, they would rush every play and just get them down right away. We had 4 pick sixes. I mean, and it's just and we're not even playing calls. Still, these kids would they'd be like, hut, hut, hike. And he'd be like, wait a minute. Like they weren't even lined up. They're still in the huddle and we're starting plays, that just happened. And I would have to be like, and then when we would pull their flag off, they'd be like, all right, they're down here. And they would just drop the flag. And then, and the guy was like, oh, the other coach was like, well, can you pick it up and hand it back to the player? And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Guys, you got to hand the flag back. I was like, so
wait a minute. Wait. Explain that again. When you pull the flag off of somebody, you're supposed
to stand there and hold it up so that everyone can see, oh, I got the flag down. And then afterwards, you're supposed to be like, all right, hey, here you go. Here's your flag back. Put it back on. But my guys would just drop it and walk off and walk.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hey, man. This is competition. This isn't patty cake.
Plus, my team is I think we're the only team that keeps score. Because they would ask the refs, they'd be like, hey, what's the score? They'd be like, hey, we're not keeping score. We're just having fun. And then someone else on my team would be like, it's 6-18. We're up. All right. But here's the best part. This is my favorite part of the day. So we're playing, and the first game, it was just a nightmare. I'm pulling kids out, putting them in every play. And then I'm like, you know what? We're going to do a full drive. Same 5 guys gets a full offense and a full defense, and then we switch out.
Good, smart.
And one of them has to stay because we have 5 in, 4 out. Well, in the middle of this game, I got kids that are in, and they're like, "Hey, can I go out? Can me and Kevin go out? Can you sub them in for us?" And I was like, "What are you talking? You guys are always yelling to get in." They were the 4 players that were out were playing 2 versus 2, just next to the field, on the field next to us, and they wanted to go out so they could play that instead of be in the game.
This is just pure chaos.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're like, why am I even here?
Yeah.
These kids could coach themselves.
I mean, they kind of are.
Yeah,
that's another thing. That was another thing. I don't know if I should be insulted after the game. There's some parents, because we clobbered them. So some of the parents of the kids on our team made it, I'm putting the bag away and stuff, and they're like, hey, coach, wow, no mercy, huh? And I was like, yeah, I don't really know. Not just the kids are kind of making all the calls, whatever. And then I said, oh, hey, by the way, I think I'm going to have to miss the last game of the season. So, if one of you guys, and then they go, and then one of them goes, I go, if any of you guys want to, and then they go, stand on the field and do nothing. They started laughing. I was like, yeah, essentially.
Wait a minute. I love how you're like, I don't know if I should be insulted. Yeah, you should be insulted. That is a not subtle insult about how much you're influencing.
But they said it in such a friendly tone.
But then also they're speaking out of both sides of the mouth, because then they're like, hey, coach, no mercy. So as if you are running this merciless scheme. Right. But then on the other hand, they're like, you have nothing to do with anything. So pick a lane. Which one is it? Am I beating these shits into the ground, or am I have nothing to do with anything?
Yeah.
But I think this is exactly what the guy, it must be Malcolm Gladwell, but it's exactly what he was talking about in that book. How the coach came from, in his case, from a foreign country, but you just from a oblivious world, and just didn't know like the norms. But that led him to be like the greatest coach in the league. And now you are the greatest coach in flag football
Did
history.
they all hate the coach in Malcolm?
Yeah, I think there was some bitterness. Yeah.
All
I don't think you're making friends and influencing people, but you are winning. And what's more important at the end of the day? And the kids aren't learning anything. So I think that's
right.
They're winning. They're not learning. No, I mean,
that's what we do in the huddle. As I say, you guys want to do a running or a passing play? And they always say passing.
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
they don't want to establish the run.
That's what I say. On our first down, we should run so that we can get close to the first down.
Yeah.
Because if you're like there's like a red zone in the middle of the field, and if you're in there, you have to pass. Like you can't run it to a first down from that close.
Oh, okay. Well, when you say you crushed them, I mean, like, is it so when you rush the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
They're just allowed to go straight for the quarterback. No, they don't have to count like 5 Mississippi or anything.
The first game they did, but we had different refs this game. And the refs were like, no, that's fine. They can rush whenever they want.
So do they keep blockers in? Are they supposed to try and like block your rushers?
You're above my pay grade. I don't know what that even. One of the kids is like, I want to be the safety. And I'm like, all right, that sounds all right. Yeah, he's going to be the safety. I have no idea what that even means.
I love it, dude. Well, this coach hated you. He was
pretty cold to me after the game.
But what does he want you to do? I guess he wants you to tell your kids to not rush and just.
Well, every time he would complain about something, I would really get on my kids about it. Guys, got to wait for them to get set up. Guys, wait till they're set up. Wait till the red team's set up. And then I'd also be like, guys, come on, you got to hand the flag back, guys.
So you weren't like being a dick about it.
No, I was like learning every time he would get irritated. Like, oh, okay.
So then it's even worse. Like you're trying to appease this guy and he still can't.
Yeah.
I don't like him. You should just
I hope we
go for it.
Again.
Just go chaos ball every time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is what's going to happen.
I hope you see them in the championship.
I don't know if there is.
Although you guys don't keep score. So you can't have like any sort of playoffs because you don't keep score.
Yeah, they had one practice and then it just all games.
This league. I am very unimpressed with this flag football league.
I told Edie, I was like, because the whole family came. Duggan wanted the whole family to come watch. So I told Edie, I was like, all right, I'm going to give you my phone. You have to film the game. And if you film Duncan doing something cool, I'll give you $1.
Uh-huh.
So Edie was like, oh, okay, cool. So then I'd be like, well, I'd look off because I'd be like, all right, let's have Duncan run this one. Let's have Duncan run it. So then I'd look off to the field. So if they had every time I'd be like, Edie. I'd tell her to film, I tell Edie to film when I knew Duncan was going to do something.
Did they catch anything good?
Duncan?
Yeah. Was there any good film?
Edie got $1.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, Duncan scored 2. He ran in 2 touchdowns.
Oh, okay.
But these kids would like yell the plays. They'd be like, "Yeah, let's pass. Let's do a pass." But guys, you're just screaming the plays.
But as if the other team
it didn't matter.
is going to do anything with that information. Like, oh, now we know their secret plan. It's a pass. I mean, what?
I know.
Johnny, I hope you don't leave your playbook behind so someone could study it before the next game. I mean, this is genius. No one can learn your offense. No one can beat you because no one knows what your offense is because you don't know what your offense is.
Right, exactly.
How can they predict what's going to happen when you don't know what's going to happen?
I just like to see that scene. They're like, all right, guys, I snagged the playbook. Come on, gather around. They open it up.
It's just doodles of Superman.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? This is the genius coach.
Wow.
I love it. Great, man. Keep us updated.
No,
I
I
love.
will.
You've coached now baseball, basketball, and football.
Baseball, basketball. Baseball and basketball, I've assistant coached.
Yeah, you've never been a head coach.
Right. Until now. Now I am the
Now
head
you're the head
and
coach.
solo coach of the one sport I know the least about.
You're the head coach and general manager.
Yeah.
Soccer. Have you ever coached soccer?
No.
All right.
No. I know less about soccer than football.
Soccer is almost like easier if you know nothing about it. I feel like soccer has less rules, like a
What about
number.
offsides? That's big in soccer, right?
Yeah, but I feel like at that level, I mean, they're probably calling it, but like it's like not something.
I still don't understand what it is. It's like if your player's all the way down the field, you can't kick it.
You can't send a guy without the ball deeper than you can't get behind the defense essentially if you don't have the ball.
And why doesn't the other team just
They
go
do
all
sometimes.
the way down, and then you're like,
they all because if you dribble past them with the ball, then they're screwed. Then you can, if you're with the ball and you get past them, then it's fine. It's not offsides.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's like one of the hard rules in soccer. But other than that, it's like can't use your hands. You can't like shove people.
Yeah.
And don't go out of bounds. It's way simpler than football. Football is like, there's a million weird little rules in football.
Don't I know it?
And the penalty systems and
Oh.
Anyway. Well, this is great. I love your success. Congratulations.
Thank you.
No mercy. I agree.
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah. Wolfpack.
Look out.
And I sent you that picture of the kid wearing his shirt around his neck.
Can we get a bigger jersey, or is that it? There's just not going to be a bigger size coming?
They gave me 9 jerseys, and that kid pulled out of the pile last. I mean, if he wants to talk to his friends and do a swap, sure, but
yeah, I would hope.
I'm not.
This is
the second game he's worn that thing like that.
Well, yeah, you probably cannot fit it any other way.
Well, and the other kid, there was another kid didn't even bring his jersey. He's just wearing a gray sweatsuit.
That we do that for Ginger. Now Ginger's 4, but for her soccer thing, they have like soccer jerseys, but like we've almost never brought it.
Just always forget it.
She's just out there in like a dress and a big, huge raincoat. She's not that committed. Okay. Topics.
Let's do topics. You go first. I've been.
Okay, let me go first. I have to remind myself what it is. Stand by. Oh, okay. So I'm not sure exactly what I need back up here. Maybe as I talk about it, I'll get through it. But like, so everybody thinks we're dumber now, like because of like GPS. You used to know how to read a map.
Yeah.
Used to know how to balance your checkbook. So it's like technology is kind of making us dumber, right?
Sure.
But I think we have to look. Well, first of all, we always do that with like the next generation is so dumb. She's like, these kids are so dumb. They don't even know how to do stuff I know how to do.
Oh, okay. Sure.
But we never apply that as much to ourselves. Like, think how dumb our grandparents thought we were.
Oh, like you're saying like
they
he doesn't use maps. I never.
He doesn't even know how to. Yeah, he doesn't even know how to fix an axle on a wagon.
Yeah,
what an idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's never gonna learn how to. But then it didn't ever actually matter.
Right.
And I don't think I am dumber than my grand. Do you think you're dumber than your grandpa?
I mean, I think I'm dumber than 98% of the people.
Oh, you're being modest.
We talked about that.
I think you're being modest, but 96. 98?
98 is such a big number.
There's a lot of people out there, Johnny. 96.
That's true.
But then the other way I was thinking about it, okay, so I guess I need backup at maybe we're not dumber, you just learn different things. So like, yeah, I don't know how to fix a wagon wheel, but I know how to, operate a computer, or I know how to what else do I know how to do?
I'm trying.
If I get the end, I've already gotten to the end.
How do you? I know how to operate a computer,
and I don't know how to operate a computer. There's got to be something I know how to do that my grandpa didn't know how to do.
Yeah, your argument's really falling apart here. What are things we know how to do that our grandparents didn't?
There's got to be something. I mean, there's stuff all the time that you're teaching your parents. Like I have to show my mom and dad how to do.
We know how to navigate social media.
Oh God, it sounds so gross when you say it like that. It's mostly technology. I guess you're right. Like it's just mostly like phones and computers.
Yeah.
That's all the new stuff.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, all right. But then on the bright side, think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Think how smart we're going to feel when we're old.
Why? Why would we feel smart?
Because if everybody's getting dumber, like they say, so if that's true, then the next generation is going to be dumber than we are, because they're going to have even more technology, AI doing stuff for them that we had to do by hand and learn.
Sure.
And then the next generation after that is going to be even dumber, because the AI will just be better and smarter doing everything for them. So then they'll come to you like, with the simplest thing, and you get to show off as if you're like a genius. They'll be like, Grandpa, show us how to tie a shoe or whatever, and you're like, oh, well, you just do it like this. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe my grandpa knows how to do that,
Yeah, but I also feel like I agree, but I feel like there's a different cut. Like we are aware that some of our skills with AI are no longer necessary, but our grandparents were like, well, you're always going to need to know how to change a wagon wheel or a tire on a car,
Yeah.
Whereas we kind of know the things we are better at aren't important anymore. Like we can see that.
So you don't think anyone will be impressed if you could change a tire?
They'll be impressed, but they'll be like, wow, that's really cool. But I mean, I'm impressed by plate spinners, and I think that's fucking stupid,
Oh. Well, I'm not sure where this is a bad topic. I think is where I talked it out. There is no topic.
I see where you were kind of going, but when you couldn't think of an example, well, I'm
trying to like live in this world. I have this other bit about it, but like I'm trying to live in this world where it's so depressing to me that everyone, like Idiocracy, everyone's like, oh, it's like Idiocracy, and we're all getting dumber. And there's all this evidence that you would point to that, like test scores are down, and Trump is president again, and so there is like a lot of ways you can show that, but it's just so, man, I do not want to live in this world where that's actually true. So I think I'm like maybe I'm grasping for things where it's like, no, we're not. I don't believe I'm dumber than like my dad or my dad's dad or his,
Yeah.
I just don't believe that. Like when you make it personal, people wouldn't say like I'm personally dumber than the generation that came before me. But when you make it society, everyone's like
this generation,
everyone's willing to go, society is stupid and I am quite smart, but everybody else is a big dummy.
Sure.
But that can't be the case.
Yeah.
I must have to be dumber than my dad for this to hold water, right? For this to be true.
Yeah. Don't you think like I don't know. Because I'm thinking like with AI and computer programs, it's like, well, we don't even need to know that anymore. But I still feel like through all of time, there always is going to have to be some fucking nerds that know the ones and zeros that, like we're not just going to get to a part where we're like, hey, we're society. Does anyone have a iPad that can make more iPads? Because,
Yeah.
I think that
is if you talk to one of these AI guys though, I think that is like the goal or like the idea is that it gets so it basically learns everything we know now.
Yeah.
Like right now they always talk about feeding the model. So it's basically like them consuming stuff we've already written or figured out and like learning that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it can spit stuff back out to you, right? But I think the
Yeah.
idea is like at some point, some singular AI like learns the whole thing,
Yeah.
every piece of information that's ever been learned, and then can like create and go, hey, based on everything you told me, what if you did this?
Like
And then that
Superman 3.
Brainiac.
Who's Brainiac?
Brainiac is the AI they built on Krypton that hides the fact that the planet is going to blow up. So Superman's dad is trying to tell everybody this planet's going to explode, and then they go to Brainiac and they're like, "Hey, is the planet going to explode?" And he's like, "No, no, no, don't worry about it." But Brainiac knows the planet's going to explode and makes Jor-el look crazy so that Brainiac can escape before the planet explodes with like the only rocket ship that works. So Brainiac
How do
saves
you know
himself.
this?
Because Ginger watches the same
Oh my
episode of the
gosh.
cartoon Superman over and over and over every time. She likes it when Superman's a baby, so we have to watch that one every time. And then the baby Superman goes to Iowa, and then you know the rest.
That's
In
great.
this version, it's all about. I know, so that's Brainiac.
See, in Superman 3, you never saw that. That's the one with Richard Pryor. You never seen it.
No.
Yeah, he like designs a computer that becomes self-sustaining and starts protecting itself and
Right.
sucking the energy from the world.
I mean, that's everybody's prediction. Like every creative person who's ever written about like computers or AI, it always goes that way. It's like it gets really smart, it gets self-aware, then it protects itself by killing human beings.
Yeah.
It's
But
always
that's
the way
the
it
thing,
goes.
like the self-aware, that's the part where we're like, that's not real. That's science fiction. We'll just keep going. We'll do it anyway. But like, because why would a computer care if it dies? It doesn't have fear.
But it could just learn fear the same way,
Yeah.
evolution taught us fear, right? So why wouldn't a computer learn that
Yeah. I don't
too
know.
somehow? I don't know. Way past. I am not smart enough. Maybe previous generations would be smarter about this. This is I don't know if I said this before, but like maybe this should be my topic. But if you gave, I don't think it's about intelligence, but sometimes I do think we have like more respect for human life now.
Mm-hmm.
Like here's my take. If you gave us, let's say there was no Panama Canal right now, right?
Oh yeah.
Imagine.
Whoa.
Like I read this book about the Panama Canal. So, and they were like, hey, you know what would be good is if we had a canal that like cut off like 5 days worth of shipping time.
Yep.
It would save the world countless money and carbon and resources. But we just have to build this canal in Panama. They wouldn't be able, with even today's technology, I don't think they'd be able to do it because they couldn't withstand the like permitting and the energy, the nature conservation. Like you would have to like vastly the sheer size of the project. I don't think they could do it.
When did they do it?
Like 150 years ago or something.
Okay.
200 years ago.
Kind of like No Man's Land. It was like, whatever. We'll fucking.
Well, the French started it, and then they couldn't finish it, and then the United States came in. It was like over like a 40-year thing, but they were like literally using like shovels and donkeys, and
Yeah.
But like everybody died. There's so many people died, like thousands and thousands of people died, and like now, if one person dies doing anything, it's like they shut it down. So my take is that like if you gave those people, let's say you had a time machine, but you went in reverse and you took all the people from that period, like the builders or architects or politicians, and you put them today with today's technology, we'd be on Mars 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Now there'd be a lot of dead bodies of people they blew up on the way to get to Mars. They'd be like, yeah, we killed like 400 poor people, experimenting on how to get to Mars, but we would be on Mars in 2 weeks. So it's a trade-off, and it's probably good that we respect human life more. But I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I would say,
yeah,
huh?
The trade-off is probably right, but
yeah, that's an interesting take.
But you're not going to get any pyramids. Tell you that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Look at me. I'm flailing around with no real topic. I haven't done that.
Don't worry. I
think you back me up by giving me by giving a shitty effort here, so I feel better about myself.
Here is my topic. Okay, those videos where they promote bidets, by showing like smearing peanut butter all over your closed fist.
Yeah.
And then they try to wipe it off. I just think that's not fair. That's an inaccurate representation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, yeah, you could do that and you could show them, be like, oh, look, there's still peanut butter all over the fucking wrinkles in there. It's like, first of all, your asshole is just the end of a really long tube that poop comes out. You know what I mean? Okay.
No, wait a minute. Wait. Tell me more.
But also,
that's interesting. Expand on that.
Well, here's the thing. They never do as good of a job on their fist as I do on my asshole. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, look at that. Oh my God. It's still on there. It's like, well, do you want it to be clean? Or are you trying to sell bidets? You know what I mean? And this is coming from a person that has a bidet at home.
Yeah, you're already sold on it.
I've got a bidet, but I'll tell you, more than half of my shits are not in the Beehner Pipes. Pooping on the road without bidets.
Oh yeah. The Beehner Pipes. I gotta write that down so I remember the title of the episode, the Beehner Pipes. Wait, so I'm curious what you're saying. You're saying that you need backup.
I just think like they're trying to paint this picture of, oh my God, look at us. We're all Neanderthals. Look at how much poop we have in our assholes. It's like, yeah.
That's not in there. Yeah, like I'm not walking around with like peanut butter smeared in my butt.
Right, exactly.
Like, it may take more wipes, and you may think that's gross that I use paper, but it's not like I'm leaving it in there.
Right.
Yeah.
My asshole's pretty clean.
What? But then the ad is showing water. I feel like water wouldn't get peanut butter off it. Peanut butter is not a good representation for poop. Can we start there?
Sure. Yeah.
Peanut butter is way stickier and thicker. Like imagine you smashed.
I think you just found your topic.
Okay. Imagine you stepped in poop, dog poop.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been there. You seem like a guy who does that like twice a day. Now you would go onto grass and you would kind of scrape your foot along, and like most of it would come off, and then maybe you'd take the hose to it and clean it off. No big deal. If you stepped in peanut butter, like a big glob of peanut butter, I don't think that's coming off by just wiping. Yeah, you're getting new shoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, this is perfect.
Yeah, that's my topic. Dibs.
Peanut butter's messier than shit.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if they think the world is like gonna evolve into be like, hey, we're all cave people today, but in 6 years, we're gonna realize how gross it was that we were doing this, and we're gonna have bidets everywhere. They even have portable bidets. If you have a portable bidet like that you keep in your purse, oh my god,
Oh,
give me a break.
that's way grosser. I mean, then you have to put it back in your purse.
Yeah, like a little water gun for your a-hole.
Yeah. The bidet people who are trying to sell bidets in the United States, they must be so frustrated though, because you do get it. You're like, okay, Japan, it's like universal, right?
I don't know. Is it?
That's what everyone says. Like they have these futuristic toilets and they're heated and they sing, and then they have bidets and they're like, it's like these state of the art toilets, and it's like standard. It's become an expectation.
Okay.
If you checked into a hotel and they had like an American toilet in Japan, you'd be like, oh my god, this is a shithole, you know.
Yeah.
So they must have looked at that and go, okay, well, the United States, it's the richest country on earth. They like technology.
Yeah.
They're like up. They created the iPhone and all this stuff. They're gonna go wild. Of course, this is gonna be the next. And they must have thought we're gonna make $1 billion. But then look at us. We're just like, no. Because how many people? You guys have one. Do you know anyone else who has
one?
Yeah.
We have
you haven't.
three
You have
toilets.
one, and you haven't even been like, oh, we gotta have all the toilets be bidet toilets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's something going on. Something America's just like,
We like our poopy butts.
We just like have a little bit of poop in there.
Yeah, and that's fine.
That's fine. That's what makes us us.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Yeah,
Great
that's
app.
Great app. Solid app. Where are you
Solid
gonna
app.
be? Where are you gonna
be? Where am I gonna be?
I'll be at Dr. Grins June 12th through 14th, folks.
Oh boy.
Yep.
The Dr. Grins. Oh, my phone just died. Well, go to my website. I think I'm coming to Salem pretty soon. At the Infinity Room.
Oh, okay.
That's on my website. About a couple weeks, maybe. So check that out. And that's it. So thank you, everybody, for listening to
The Cavalry. Tell a friend.